Hello, this is Wally with WallyGLife.com. I was going to talk to you today about our Las Vegas trip that Cora and myself got to go to a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago. We actually went to the Daymond Johns Success Symposium out in Las Vegas. We had a great time out there, learned a lot, and I wanted to share some of the tips that Daymond dropped on us, as well as Hillary Farr, and I'll cover a little bit of who she is as well. Daymond Johns is his catchphrase is "time to grind," which means get ready. It's a new day. The subject of this presentation I put it together is get your good life going. Get your gig on. Time to gig. Who is Daymond Johns? Daymond Johns is a successful American businessman. He is best known for this as a founder, president, and CEO of FUBU, For Us, By Us. He appears as an investor on ABC's Shark Tank on Friday nights. I am a regular watcher of that show in the evenings. Basically, he reviews inventions, gives success tips, and tells people how to do it. What makes him special is he started in his own business, For Us, By Us, as a cap salesperson, a t-shirt salesperson, and eventually he got his business going, and I'll cover that a little bit more in the presentation here. His first question he was asked is, what is your first tip to any kind of entrepreneur, any kind of person that's starting a business from home? His first tip was get a mentor. There's power and leverage in experience. There's power and leverage in the graces and gifts that you have. Make a good friend, keep a good friend, and make a team. He said there's power in teams. You can't do everything, but the teams can come together and do a lot of things. The system is rigged, he said. What do you mean by that? The United States system in itself, where you're working for somebody else, he said it's rigged based on the taxation that they're giving everybody that works as a career, as opposed to a business owner. He said the business owners have many more opportunities, many more tax advantages than the person that is working for somebody else. And that'll be another presentation that I'll do maybe someday down the road. Or give me a call and I would be glad to share with you some of the tips and flaws of working for somebody else. There's a path forward to freedom, he said. Is basically 3 steps. He said take action. The first thing you got to do is take action and then learn. He said knowledge is power. Get it and apply it. Fail small, he said. So don't take the huge risk, but fail small. If you have an opportunity to jump into a small business, jump into it and eventually get your small wins until you get your big win that comes down the road. Repeat the steps. Act, learn, and repeat the steps over and over again. That's what Daymond Johns was saying. He said he sets goals. He has 10 goals that he carries around in his pocket. The first 6 goals are goals that he can accomplish within the next 6 months. And then the 7th goal is a 1-year goal. Then he goes to the 5-year goal, 10-year goal, and a 20-year goal. He said keep focus on those goals. Have a vision of where those goals are taking you, where they want to lead you. And he said those will keep you motivated and going into your future. Balanced life, he said. Whenever he was young, he didn't balance his life. He had some problems at home, problems with family, had a divorce. He said if he had to do over again, he would balance his life and work, and he encourages everybody to balance life and work. He said don't fear fear. Don't let fear freeze you where you're at. He said fear should motivate you. He says that inspires me. It keeps me focused on where my opportunities are and where my challenges are. Daymond said he started up FUBU 3 times. He failed 3 times. He closed it down, started it back up. It took him 10 years to eventually succeed with his company of FUBU. He said 90% of the time on that 10 years that he was on that track, he had fear in his mind. He was constantly wondering, am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? And he said whenever he finally succeeded, he said this was the right thing. He encouraged us all that, hey, you need to continue doing what you're doing no matter what it is that you're feeling. The system, like he said, is rigged. You've got to break away or it's going to have you for the rest of your life. He said we're all given 24 hours. We're all given special gifts. Take advantage of your 24 hours and the gifts that you have been given. Take those to your fullest potential. The 3 common traits that entrepreneurs share, he said, is that they all set goals, they all pray, or they meditate. So the 3 common goals were the 3 common traits were goals, prayer, and meditation. You can go to all the trainings. He said you can go to all the trainings in your life. get training after training after training. He said, but if you don't apply it, if you don't actually jump into the water and get your head wet, he said you're never going to gain in this life, in business. And he encourages everybody to take a chance, just like Steve Harvey in my video on www.wallyglife.com. He says jump. You've got to jump and take that chance. The other inspiring speaker that he brought to us was Hilary Farr. She's with HGTV. She's a Canadian international home designer. She comes out on Love It or List It. She was very inspirational. I thought she had 4 good tips, and they aligned with what Daymond Johns was saying, so I thought I would add those to the bottom of this presentation as well. One of her best tips that she gave is take one step at a time. She said there's a lot of steps that go into building a business. There's a lot of steps that go into having success. She said, but just take one step at a time. Don't worry about the big picture. Just take the next step and the next step and the next step after that. Everything is a gamble, she said. Everything is a gamble, but with knowledge, your odds are better. Also, she said, believe in yourself, and biggest of all, believe in your team. Again, she mentioned about the team just like Daymond Johns did. He said there's power in teams, there's power in people. Lock arms, do what you can. Life is tough, he said, but if you start your own business, if you're able to start your own business at a home, it beats no business at all. Richard Branson was quick to point out, if you find a good opportunity, jump on it. He said, learn as you go. Don't worry about the details. Just jump in. If you know this is a good thing to do, start it off. So we had a good time. It was Las Vegas. We got to see where the shootings happened. It was a sad sight. But at the same time, we had a lot of people around us. We had about 50, 60 people that are around us with inspirational people looking forward to life. Irregardless of all the bad things that are going on in life, there's always good things that are going on. If you hang out with the right people, if you tag team with people that are inspired just like you, you're going to succeed, and that's what you want. You want to have a good life, you want to have a good time, and then you want to leave a legacy to your kids, your grandkids, and all those that come down the line. With that, this is Wally with WallyGLife.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you go to my website, www.wallyglife.com. Look further into what we're doing, what the presentations are. If you're ever thinking about starting a business from home, if you know that the life is really stacked against you, if you've been listening to politics and listening about the big companies that are going to get further tax advantages, now's the time. Now's the time for you to start a business, even if it's a small business from home. Small businesses from home, they're giving you the tax write-ups and the advantages of the big corporations that are out there. It gives you advantages that you don't have as an employee working for somebody else. The beauty about working from home, the beauty about working for a network marketing company is that you're teaming with other people. You're not in it by yourself, you're in it with somebody else, and they're going to be helping you out, helping you succeed. As Daymond Johns says, take that small step, don't take the huge risky ones, and that's all that working from home is all about. It's a small step, and then from that you'll go to the next step, the next step, the next step, and eventually if you have big goals, big dreams, big wants, it starts with that first step. So with that, I'm Wally with WallyGLife.com. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I hope you get out there and you start gigging. Get your good life going. It all begins today, and it all begins with you. You have a good day, and great seeing you, great talking to you. Good night.